Hi and welcome to Mediumship with Megan. This is going to be a bit of a long video because I'm going to do all about book recommendations today, but what I think you guys who are into spiritualism, mediumship, anything like fantastical in terms of, sensing things. I don't want to say witchcraft, but like some people are witches, Wiccans, pagans, whatever. It doesn't matter because we're all the same, aren't we? Hindus, it's just all a different interpretation of life, whatever's out there anyway. So I accept all religions and that, but I'm just going to talk about what really inspired me as a training medium. Anyway, it's all fiction and, well no, it's not all fiction, that's a lie. It's fiction and like non-fiction books, but I'm going to start off with some fiction. So basically, Kelly Armstrong is one of my favourite writers. Obviously this is fantasy. I've read Dime Store Magic, that's about witches, but the good witches. Stolen and Broken, and there's also, what's it called? Something like Prisons or something. No, I don't know, but there's Bitten, and they're all about the werewolves. The werewolf pack with Eleanor. They're all connected, the books, but like really good. I haven't read this one yet, but I would recommend Kelly Armstrong anyway. My next door neighbour's borrowing the Bitten book right now, so I'll have to wait to get that back to you. But yeah, I'd recommend Kelly Armstrong. She's a really good writer, and I think just the way she sort of engages the audience and things. But what she writes about, like, I know it's like very sort of mythical and stuff, but to me it speaks truth. Fiction, it's just an interpretation of stuff, and it speaks truth. Like, you talk about like, well, I wouldn't say rituals, like Dime Store Magic talks a lot more about rituals, like witches ones, and talk about Wiccans and stuff. It's like this whole world of like the supernaturals, and sometimes I think maybe supernaturals are just people like mediums and stuff as well. But I think some people think like everyone's got it, but like as a bloodline medium, like I feel as though I've been born into something. Like the way he talks about bloodline witches and stuff. Like, I'm not saying I'm a witch because I don't necessarily do anything like that. The only thing I do is like rituals for protection and stuff, and to cleanse and heal. But yeah. Now I know this might shock you, but Jane Eyre, like, even books about life, as a medium you're engaging people all the time, you're helping them with their life, you're advising them, you're a life coach, you're a spiritual counsellor if you like. So engaging in like people's problems and lives are very good to read Victorian classics, novels and such about a woman's life and the type of things that people go through, because everyone still goes through them type of things every day. Nothing's changed in time. New thing that's changed is material things. The internal problems and all the things that we go through as humans has not changed. I'd recommend the House of Night novels. This is the only book I actually bought from House of Night, but it talks about a lot about the Cherokee ways and rituals they do with the lavender and the sage and all cleansing stuff. It's really good. All about the elements and stuff. It's got a lot of paganism in it. It's absolutely beautiful. I'd recommend the House of Night, but for me I had to stop at Tempted because it went on too long for me. But I'd recommend just everything about the House of Night. I'm going to move on to an autobiography now. Tony Stockwell's one of my greatest inspirations. Him and Michelle Knight. I've never met them personally, but just the way they write is just inspirational for me to read their autobiographies and about their life, because I can really relate to them. Tony Stockwell's eyes, like, I don't know, there's just something about them. Like, he's definitely a bloodline, I think. But yeah, I haven't even finished that, but like just reading the start of it was really inspirational. I think he's brilliant, Tony Stockwell. Spiritual cleansing. Now I do a lot of this, like salt, eggshells, all things like that, just to clear areas and using charms and stuff. It's really a really good book that I'd really recommend it, because it's just everything, like the Handbook of Psychic Protection, just little things that you can do, and it tells you all about like the old ways, the ancient ways and stuff. Relates a lot back to Egyptians and all that. Like, just when you read it you get the shivers. Well, I did anyway. Like, I was like, oh my god, I can really relate to this. And that's what I love about books, whether it's fiction, non-fiction. Are You With the Angels by Jenny Smedley, a brilliant writer, you know. She just writes about her experiences. And about the angel of each month, you know, I can relate a lot to what she writes as well. Like, I don't know, everything I'm recommending here is what I relate to as a medium, and as a training and developing medium I related to it as well. But I still relate to it because, you know, we're very open people and experience a lot. Anyway, whatever, I don't care if you call me a witch, but these two books are very good because it's just a lot about life and a lot about divination skills, you know, like The Witch's Companion, a spell book. I've never actually done a spell to this book, but it's been interesting to read it and have a look through, because I have some rituals for protection and, you know, bringing in some nice new energy for happiness and trying to cure my depression, try and get some confidence and stuff. It's just been nice to explore things. But yeah, I'd recommend them books just for anyone who's interested in paganism, Wiccan, you know, just anything like that, because it's just nice, like, you know, connect to the moon. I've always felt connected to the moon. And this book's all about like pagan festivals, Sabbaths, breaking the spell, meditation. See, it's all the same type of stuff as spiritualism, it's just in a different way, I guess, like, you know, through the moon and through the earth. I mean, even spiritualism connects to the earth and the moon in some way or another. It's all the same thing, but yeah, I'd recommend them books because they're really inspirational, I think, about life itself anyway, and just nature, if you're interested. I feel this is really good about soulmates, like fantasy lover. I know it's a bit of a sort of, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone who's under the age of 18. But no, it's lovely because it's really about like soulmates and, you know, all that fantasy again, and, you know, connecting back to like the Greek gods and all that. I love stuff like that, so I'd recommend that book. It's a nice little, I don't know what I'm going to say, but yeah, this again, like these are all short stories, but they're all about soulmates, all about like fated meetings, and again, you know, it's all about werewolves, witches, vampires, shamans and stuff like that. But it's just really good to, like, you know, connect like soulmates and stuff like that, all that type of like fated meetings and all that. Again, these books, mental fantasy were like the Shiver series by Mary Steifer, the trilogy. I'd recommend it because, again, the same reason why I'd recommend the last two, because it's all about soulmates and fated meetings. It's about werewolves, this one, and just the way she writes, and, you know, the emotions are very moving. It's about life again in general, the problems that we face as young people, teenagers, just anyone who's going through that type of thing. Same reason, but yeah, beautiful creatures. It's lovely. I haven't actually read this book yet, but I've seen the movie and it's not the same, and I'm still waiting to read it because I haven't had the time. But yes, I love it all. Fantasy is just my thing. But I'm going to move on. These are the last two now that I'm going to recommend so far. Bhagavad Gita. Absolutely love it. You know, it's a lot about, it contains a lot of my philosophy, a lot of my beliefs in there, just like all the other books. But everything, I think, like yoga and just everything's temporary, nothing's permanent, so we shouldn't be attached to material possessions, you know, because everything's always changing and evolving, and we deny life by being attached to our material possessions. We should just feel at peace with ourselves. And obviously Buddhism, the Dhammapada, I don't know, I can't even pronounce it, and I'm recommending it. But yeah, it's a fabulous book. Just read it, have fun, enjoy it, and I hope you like this video today of my book recommendations. I hope that you guys will, you know, be inspired by this and hopefully read some yourself, because, you know, definitely a good thing to do. Have a little look at other people's opinions, but maybe you should think about your own opinions first. But I know that a lot of people do that anyway, so if you're looking for somebody else's opinions, read some fantasy fiction or just some bloody books as it is. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.